Hello and welcome everybody to the first episode of Season 1 for the Ultimate Gaming League. My name is Marlon Hovez, aka MJaw from Antares Gaming, and before we jump into the action, I'm here to introduce you all to the UGL, who it is, and why we do what we do. Now, the Ultimate Gaming League is a digital esports media company based out of Oakland, California, that hosts its own branded esports tournaments and championships. The overall goal and mission of UGL is to bring more of today's traditional professional athletes and celebrities into the esports ecosystem and infrastructure as players, owners, and investors. With me to answer some questions and explain more on the background of the UGL are Brad Fluellen, CEO of the UGL, Chuck Johnson, Chief Talent Officer of the UGL and former host of The Rap Show on Soulbeat TV, and Josh Johnson, founder and partner of the UGL and quarterback for the New York Jets. Hello, gentlemen. How's it going today?
What's poppin', Marlon?
What's up, Marlon?
Welcome to all around.
Marlon, what it do, man?
I love to see my guys here. We've been working together for some time, and it's always exciting when we could get everybody into the same room, chatting a little bit about what we love. First thing that I want to ask, Brad, if you could tell me a little bit about the background of the UGL. How did it start? Why is it important?
Well, the UGL was founded back in 2016, man, and it really was born out of an idea, actually out of a gap that Chuck and I noticed in esports at the time, man. We noticed that the presentation value of esports had pretty much been limited to just arenas, big stages, people playing their PCs, staring at the screen, and the environment to us just seemed a little stale. So we didn't think that it reflected the kind of experience that we necessarily grew up with gaming, which was more like head-to-head, in your face, talking smack, hanging out with the homies and doing it that way. So really, the best ideas come out of casual conversation, man. I mean, we sit back kicking it and be like, man, why don't we see this? And instead of just complaining about it, we said, why don't we create that? And so the UGL was born to really kind of like, combine culture and community and create some dope content. So that's really the background of it, the genesis of it, and the rest is history.
I love that. So, Josh, as a professional athlete yourself, professional athlete and gamer, I gotta say, I've seen you play. You're dope at Madden. I've played some games with you even. Yeah. So I want to poke your brain a little bit. Where do you see the UGL fitting into esports? As a professional traditional athlete, how do you see esports fitting into all of this?
Hopefully for us, just we'll be able to create a sustainable product that the esports community be able to, appreciate from a culturally driven perspective. In regards to fitting in, where we come from and how we do things, we didn't really look at it as trying to fit in. It was trying to bring the way we game, the way we do things, to the community and see if they embrace that element. And it's kind of a common thing, especially myself being an athlete. Our culture, the way we do it at UGL, is similar to what I'm used to doing growing up my whole life. So I just looked at it from that standpoint of us trying to basically present what we've done our whole life, in a organized, professional style, but culturally driven perspective of gaming. And I think that's what we're trying to implement, and that's what we're trying to have for the future and now.
And he talked about culture. We've all mentioned that word culture a bunch. Chuck, you might know better than anybody about the culture, especially East Bay Area culture, right? And you've worked with a lot of rappers, artists, celebrities of various kinds. How do you see that fitting into what the UGL does with our events and the entertainment, the content?
Marlon, I think it was just a natural progression. Because just like Brad brought me back to the old school memories of when we used to just sit in the room, me and the fellas, and play. And I'm dating myself. We used to play double dribble and Tecmo Bowl while we was listening to Outkast or Nas. That was just naturally who we were. And then in my life, I started hosting a hip hop video show. I started realizing that even the artists that I was interviewing, the times when we was off the camera, they'd be like, man, you want to get down on some NBA Live? You can't beat me. I'm like, what? we're gonna play this for 2 hours, you know? And so, you know, we started trying to think about, you know, a lifestyle and a culture that we can create to make this thing cool, you know? And like I said, you know, shout out to old Brad. You know, again, these are my brothers. So, you know, we talk crazy to each other, but I really respect these brothers because they saw the vision with me and been going through the process of the ups and downs of developing something that's, you know, that's kind of different to the culture. You know, we bringing in hip hop, we bringing in slang, we bringing in just jokes and just fun, you know? And so bottom line is that it was just dope to realize that the entire culture was ready for something like this. You know, a lot of artists is really coming at me behind the curtains, texting me, man, you can't beat me in this game. Or, you know, I could definitely come in there and, you know, dominate some tournaments on UGL. So this has been a dope experience realizing that we at the post of what the culture is looking for in 2022.
I wanted to ask each of you guys what your favorite in-person event we did with the UGL.
Man, you bring a good point, man, because like we started off in person. You know, pre-COVID. I know it sounds like a whole different world now. You know, it's like PC pre-COVID. You know, we started off in person because again, that was the vibe. You know, we wanted you to feel the pressure about like, you know, 20, 30, 40 people behind you. You know what I'm saying? That might have a few dollars on your game. You know what I'm saying? That maybe expressing themselves. You know what I'm saying, fully about you better not lose. You know what I'm saying? So we want to create that environment. We did a lot of dope events at Halftime Sports Bar. Shout out to JD and Jazz, you know, over Halftime downtown Oakland on 14th Street. They opened the doors for us and we did a lot of in-person tournaments there. You know, and after we kind of did the adult thing in the bar, you know, we were like, man, we gotta reach out with the kids. And so shout out to Soldier Town. You know, we opened up a lounge at Soldier Town basketball gym, and man, we had a gaming lounge for the kids, and we would open it up during like, you know, tournament weekends. That was a big weekend for us. You know what I'm saying? We got like 12-hour tournaments. Kids can kind of, you know, get away.
Josh, you've been around since the start. What was your favorite event that we did in person?
The in-person one, I would say the first one, the lunch event we did at halftime. It was like it was Friday night. It was lit in that thing already. Halftime be smacking. You know, we had like a whole gaming experience going on. I think it just was the exact representation of what we are. It sucks that we didn't get to build off that continuously with everything happening with the pandemic or whatnot. But you know, we was able to grow and learn other things about this gaming space. We was also able to do a major event down in LA with Snoop and them, you know, playing under their rules and their restrictions with, you know, the mutt, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Yeah, shout out to the GGN, man.
Shout out to the GGN, you know. Yeah. But I think that was a solid experience for me as well. I know been tapping in with Unc and them for a long time. That's how my relationship with him happened through Madden. You know, I always, you know, obviously everyone follows who he is in his career on the rap scene and whatnot, but my first natural interaction with him was through the game and playing Madden, and to be able to build off that relationship and then to do something together was also, you know, a dope experience as well. But my favorite was the launch event at halftime. Like that was everything. You know, once we can be safe again, I guess the safe way to say that, then we can get back to rocking how we really want to rock.
Chuck, did you also have a favorite that wasn't the halftime? Because it seems like that was peak of the history.
The peak of the history is definitely the launch, you know, because we put a lot of effort into it, we put a lot of promotion into it. Like it was just our you know, coming out party, you know what I mean? So definitely that one was vital. But to be honest, I really appreciated the one we did at Beast Mode, because it allowed us to kind of spread our wings a little further in organization and just kind of tailoring our tournaments to at a different level. So it's like it's a kind of a dope thing that we had halftime as a home base. But you know, bottom line is I think the one I think I had the most fun at was, of course, that coming out party. But it was vital that we did the dope move at Beast Mode store. You know, we had a great turnout of different people from all over the Bay Area that came out and competed with us. And that's, to be honest, that's what UGL thing is. We born and raised out of the town with this brand, but we want everybody to feel comfortable and cool with coming here and doing tournaments, winning money, having a good time with us in our environment.
The UGL is, in a sense, it's the league. It's the Ultimate Gaming League. And in that league, we have various teams that compete against each other. If you could, Brad, tell us a little bit about, you know, what teams we have in the league, as well as what kind of talent. We talked about the ownership from traditional professional athletes and celebrities. So tell us a little bit about who's working with us.
Yeah, right now we got 6 teams now. We got 6 teams. We started off with a core 4, which was the Fam Gaming, Ocho Cinco Gaming, Glitch Gaming, and Four Brothers Gaming. We branched out and have 2 more teams, Team ESTV and Team Sick With It. Each of those teams is represented by, you know, a celebrity athlete or entertainer. Four Brothers is led by Max Crosby, Broden Roback, and Kenny Clark. I think Josh Jacobs and Max Crosby. The Fam has Marshawn Marcus, Bam Scheming, who's a pro Madden player, and Josh. Ocho Cinco has Ocho, Darius Slay, and Desmond King. And then we have Glitch, which is Sidney Jones, Avante Maddox, and Rashad Higgins. And Preston Williams. Preston Williams is also on Glitch. And with Team ESTV, I mean, that's Brock Vereen, Shane Vereen, Lamont Green, you know, some OGs to the Shield. And also with Team Sick With It, which is we're excited to work with. That's actually led by Drew B, who's E40's son, and he's the head of Sick With It Records right now. And so it comes with working with like cats like Hitter Slim and Cousin
Hitter Slim.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun, man. I mean,
Diane Campbell.
Yeah, so I mean, working with Hitter and Cousin Feet, I mean, it's a good time, man. It's a good time. So those are the 6 teams. We're looking to expand more.
Well, thank you guys all for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to show everybody some of the gameplay, some of the events that we've had running over the past few months. So, thank you guys. Let's jump into that action. Before we get started, I do want to make a big shout out to one of our sponsors, ZipChair. ZipChair, the #1 chair in esports. So sit back and relax. Catch you guys soon.
Yeah, my thing. Bussin', go get you one of them.